Hey guys, so this video is going to be a little bit of a tutorial on how to do a capacitor replacement of these caps here. It's going to be these four and then these here. So I'll show you guys how to do that. Starting it off, you want a good soldering iron. I have actually a pretty cheap one. If I could show it. It's a 60 watt iron. This is the tip. It's a pretty wide tip, so make sure you use a wide one, because you want to be able to get heat up the solder joints. You want to get as much heat as possible to the solder joints, right? Another thing you're going to need, some good flux. This is what I use. No clean, it's MG Chemicals. It's good stuff. I have a fume extractor going here. See if I can show you guys that. Maybe not. I got it right there. So, and I got an air purifier behind it right here. So I'm doing as much as I can in terms of my small setup here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off. So you notice that you probably noticed at this point these are fine. This is more so just for the purpose of the demonstration. So now I did want to tell you guys something about these joints though. So you see these, right? You see how they look kind of bent here, like they're not in straight. Let me show you guys something real quick. I'm going to show you guys another board. This board, if you have a board where the joints look like this, notice the difference, right? These joints are completely flat or straight, right? These are much easier to get out clean and, without damaging the board. These here, so you notice they're straight. Here, what they've done at the factory is they've kind of bent them a bit. So I'm going to be doing the replacement on this one. But just so you know, this is going to be a bit more difficult, right? If you're working with something like this where the joints are straight, for the most part, it'll pull straight out the other side. Here, not so much. You want to be a little bit more careful. So just keep that in mind, first of all. I'll start it off. We'll do the GPU VRM caps, so we'll do these four here. So what I'll do here, we'll start on this one. Put a lot of flux, but you don't need too much. Just a little dab, little dot. So this is, there you go, okay. Alright. The soldering iron is currently set to, let's see what temperature it's set to. Yeah, 400. I usually keep it at around 400. If you're having issues, you could go to 450, but again, on this board where the joints again they're bent, I prefer going at a little bit of a lower temperature just so I don't possibly damage the board. So let's see. So at this point, it would probably be a good idea to get some of this, clean the tip, so make sure it's nice and shiny, or shinier than it was before. Excuse me. See, it's a bit shinier now. So if you don't have this, another thing that can work is sponge here. This will also work pretty well. It's nice and shiny. Okay. So this is how I'm going to do it here. So you see this capacitor right here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull from this side, but I'm going to pull with not a lot of force. The main idea here is going to be to heat up the joints as much as possible. Once you see it start getting shiny, then you know for sure that it's starting to get out. So once you see start getting shiny, You could start giving it a little tug from the back, just a little tug. Then you could go this other one right here. I actually didn't mean to put flux there. These are the other caps. We're not going to touch those, so those shouldn't have gotten the flux, but we're just going to touch this one here. So what you can do is, okay, it's actually coming out pretty easily. Sorry about the noise, by the way. That fume extractor is pretty loud. But if it's giving you issues like it is here, what you can go ahead and do, make sure you have some extra solder. So grab some of this, get it on the tip of the iron. And what you could go ahead and do is that'll help us in removal. So we go back in here, right? Just like this. And that'll do a better job of getting more heat to the capacitor legs. So you'll see right here. And from the back, I'm starting to pull a little bit, see? So with not a lot of force, but you'll feel it kind of start to come out a little bit. So see how slowly I'm pulling? You want to watch, at the same time you want to watch this. Make sure you aren't damaging the board, right? You feel the capacitor getting hot too. That'll be normal. That'll happen. Sometimes this will be a pain. Some of these will be really difficult to remove. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is with these. There isn't a really great way to do this. This is just the way that I've found works the best for me, I guess. Yeah, so it's always one of the joints that ends up being more of a pain. It's usually this one. On this side. So you can see here, this one's being a real pain. So what you could do at this point is you could put some more flux, just like that. Go like this. So got this one here. Again, slowly pull from the back. Slowly, very slowly. Do not use a lot of force. Oh, yep, see? I feel it. It is. See that? That leg is bent actually, but you know, that's fine. We don't need to reuse it. I guess if you need to reuse these, you could be more careful, but you could always straighten that out when we pull it out. So that one's out, so we can see here that it's out. Get this other guy. Let's see if we could get it. So trying to be not too forceful, but this guy doesn't want to come out. We got some more solder on it. Okay, just like that. Go back on here, put some more solder on it. And hope that it gets out this time, pretty much. Let's see. But yeah, getting some solder, you know, getting a big blob of it, putting it on the joint, it helps, usually. But in this case, this one's out. The other one isn't out because it's being a pain, so yeah, it happens. It happens. It happens a lot, actually, because these are not a lot of fun. I just hit something. Yeah, I got some stuff there. Yeah, so these are being I don't know what's going on here, but these are being really real. really a pain. Yeah. Now, that's me pulling very slowly, trying to be careful, right? And it jumped right out. So we did get lucky. It looks like didn't rip the legs out. You can see here. Did not rip the legs out. I don't think it did. No, it did not rip the legs out. But we need to, if you wanted to reuse this, you'd have to straighten the legs here. Just like that. You could maybe reuse it, but I wouldn't trust these, they're too old. So, that's the first one. You have 12 more of these, right? So, you could kind of see why people get tripped up a lot of the time with this. I still do. So, you know, it happens. I kind of got lucky there. That one popped out like super quick. Like that. Okay. Now, here's the difference, right? That one was being a real pain. This one I could feel it loosening up right away. Right away, look at that. Wait, here, let me show you guys. I could leave my iron on there and I could... See that? Leg comes out. Now this other one, this is going to be the one that's going to, you know, it's going to be a lot more difficult to remove. Usually, again, that one, remember that one up there? Real pain. It's always a good idea to use more flux here. I used some at the beginning, but I think I'm going to toss some more on. Because, as I expected, this one's also being a pain, just like the other one before it, so, yeah. Again, what I'm doing is I'm taking my index finger, just keeping it here, keeping it right under the capacitor, thumb up here, and pulling very slowly with this one. That's how I do it. Again, you'll try to do it, you want to do it really slowly so that the capacitor doesn't freaking fly out. But as you guys saw with the first one, that's exactly what happened. Thankfully, it didn't damage the board, so, you know. That might just be luck at that point, I don't know, but yeah, this board is really being a pain, I'm not gonna lie. Make sure you focus on that inner, make sure you see the iron. You see it liquefying that solder there? Hold it there for a little bit. See it? It's liquefying. Then you could start pulling a little bit from that side. So you can see again, this one's out, that leg's out, this leg is being a pain again, so I'm not sure what the plan is here. Not sure what the plan is other than, you know, just applying more heat. And see, flux does help, but you really do need to sit here sometimes and just heat the joint up, because otherwise it will not get out. Which is why I solder, or I desolder rather, at such high temperatures, at 400 degrees, 450 degrees. Now at this point you could say I'm going to go up in temperature, I'm going to go to 450. I usually try not to though, because again, If you go up in temperature, you risk, you know, possibly damaging the board. The capacitor is getting super hot. Yeah, so you might want to invest in a good pair of gloves too. Some nice, I don't know what they are, latex or nitrile. I don't know what they are. Something like that, but yeah, but this is getting really, really bad. Again, I'm telling you, these boards with these, you see the caps and they appear like that. See the caps? Yep, there you go, boom. It's out. So I wasn't looking at the camera as much this time. I was really focusing on getting this one out, but that's kind of the basic idea. You're going to be sitting there for a little bit. It's not going to be fun, but that's how it's going to go. So you got quite a few more I got quite a few more to go here, but that's how I do it.